Hello, okay, cool. Hey, we're doing an unboxing. Normally on this channel, whenever we unbox a new printer, we do it on a live stream, but I'm traveling right now. I'm not at home right now, so that kind of prevents us from doing that. So in today's case, we're gonna do a unboxing video. Sound good? Sound good. Let's get to it. So this is the brand new Sovol Zero. It's been a while since we've taken a look at a Sovol printer on this channel. The previous one we took a look at was the SV08, which was pretty heavily inspired by a Voron V2. Now, my personal experience with that printer wasn't the greatest. It printed fine, but I was a firm believer that it was a little undercooked. It needed some more time in the oven. It needed especially more work when it came to the software side of things, especially with macros. So it's been a while since we've taken a look at the Sovol printer. Now we're gonna take a look at the Zero. Obviously, this one is, let's be honest, pretty heavily inspired by the Voron V0. That's something I'm just gonna come out and say. If you're gonna make your own thing, give it your own name. Yes, this is obviously heavily inspired by the Voron V0, but it's your own thing, Sovol. Call it the SV Mini or something. But it's the Sovol Zero. It is what it is. It's actually a bit bigger than a V0 though. It has about 150 millimeters cubed of print volume. So it's in the box right now. So let's extradite it from the box using our Jerry Rig Everything knife. Let's get this open here and see what we have to work with. Now, I actually don't know if this machine comes pre-assembled or not. We're gonna find that out. On top here, we have paperwork. We got a manual, put that there. And it looks like everything's in a bag. So let me put this on the floor. We actually have some stuff on top here. We got a bed, glass panel. Be careful with that. Ooh, a box. What's in the box? Some tools, filament, sample, magnet thing. What do we got in here? Looks like filament runout sensor, filament holder, power cable. We have a screen. That's that. There we go. So it looks like it comes mostly pre-assembled, which is good, I guess. So on the SV08, we did have to do some assembly. We'll say it is packed pretty nicely. Corner protectors, some pretty heavy duty foam. It's all pre-assembled. It's heavy. It's got some weight to it. It's got some nice it's actually got little handles underneath here to pick it up, but it's got some weight to it. It's this tape that has this like fiber in it. I'm not a fan of this tape. This tape, it's a good tape for tape, but it likes to leave a messy residue. Yeah, I don't like it. I'll clean that up later. The door, it's magnetic. So we have a magnetic door there. It is tempered glass. It opens 180, but it is tempered glass. So you might want to be a little careful with the door if your name is Uncle Jesse. We have some foam up top here. Get rid of this. All right, so inside here, we have the camera. It's already installed. Looks like we got a little exhaust box back here. Filter, looks like. The tool head looks very similar to the tool head on the SV08. And then we got our bed that just kind of goes there, I guess. So there we go. We got a little wiper on the side. We've got 2 lead screws for the Z with 2 rails. Are they independent motors? Let's take a look here. I can't see underneath. Double check that later. And yeah, so that's the interior there. And then for the top panel, just kind of goes on top here. And it does look like there's little locking tabs that we have to lock everything in place. So let's put that there. Pull that off. And it looks like we have some locking tabs. So there we go. That is the printer. Let's go put the screen on. Get our spool holder installed, and this looks very similar to a Voron one. It even has the PTFE there to allow the spool to move a little bit more freely. So we'll attach this. I believe it goes on the back here. Then we install the filament runout sensor up top here. Get the Bowden tube in. This goes there. This connects here. And then on the inside, we can go ahead and connect the boated tube to the tool head. Now that is the machine all ready to go. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Now the layout for all the hookups, the power plug is on this side. On this side, we have our HDMI to USB and Ethernet. It's nice to see Ethernet. Not everyone has Wi-Fi, but we are going to connect this over Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead, turn it on and boot it up. But before we power up the printer for the first time, the thumb drive, you need to plug it into your computer. There's a file called Wi-Fi. You put your Wi-Fi credentials in there, and then we plug it into our printer, turn it on, and if all goes well, it should connect to my home Wi-Fi network on boot up. And then while that's doing that, I'm gonna load it with some filament. Orange PLA sound good? Orange PLA sounds good. Okay, so we've got it booted up here. Let's go through the calibrations. Okay, so it did some input shaping calibration. It calibrated the eddy current sensor, and then it rebooted. And I think that is about it. It's saying ready. And there you have it. So we actually, it's all set up now. That was a very simple process. I've actually gone ahead and connected to it on my computer here over the IP address, and we are looking at a pretty standard mainsail interface here. So let's get this extruder heated up, load some filament in it, and we'll do ourselves a quick little test print. Does it come with any test print files? I don't think it does actually. So we're gonna have to slice something here. Now, one of the cool things with this printer, it just uses Orca Slicer. It just uses Orca Slicer. So I'm gonna get Orca Slicer set up with it, and we'll do a little test print here. So we got the print happily printing away, and it's printing PLA right now, so I have the door open. It's not like the Prusa Core one where there's like vents at the top or anything, but it does have an exhaust fan back here, and it does come with this little magnetic plate here. So if you're printing ABS and you want to seal it up even more, you can put that on here. But we're printing PLA, so I'm just gonna keep the door open. Fans are a little on the loud side, but they're not too bad. I wouldn't call them out of the ordinary for a printer. Close the door, it's much quieter, but of course we're printing PLA, so we're gonna keep it open. But overall, everything seems pretty good. The tool head itself looks very much like the SV08 tool head, so I'm expecting similar print quality. It does come with some extra nozzles as well, another standard nozzle, and it looks like a hardened nozzle, extra wiper as well, and some other goodies. So it comes with everything you need to get the printer up and running and be printing successfully for a bit, it looks like. So that's good to see. So voila, we have ourselves our orange gargoyle, and it looks pretty good. The overhang could have probably used a little bit more cooling. Now, one thing I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this is all pre-release, obviously. So the slicer profile that I'm using right now is actually a modified SV06 Ace profile. That's what the instructions that they sent with the printer said to do. But I guess according to the manual, when this machine gets released, there will be a native profile for the Sovol Zero in Orca Slicer. I'm assuming they're just waiting for it to be public before they add it to Orca Slicer. So I'm using a temporary profile for now. And even with the temporary profile, the print quality is fine. It's good, it prints good. It's a modern 3D printer, it should print good. One thing it didn't have though, and would explain why the overhang on the gargoyle is looking a little on the melty side, there is a current air fan in the back, but the profile I was using that I put together didn't enable it. So there is a current air fan in this printer to give you some extra cooling when printing materials like PLA. I just didn't have it enabled for this print, so that's just something else to look for. So yeah, initial impressions, this is not a review. Do not call this a review. This was just a quick unboxing, initial impressions. We'll get to this more when I get back from the trip. We'll do a stream on it. We'll take a look under the hood, see what makes it tick, and maybe a full release review video will get done at some point in the future. But initial impressions, just out of unboxing it, it seems pretty cool. It fits the niche that the Voron V0 fits, where a small enclosed desktop printer for prototyping, quick prints while you're working on something at the computer. It It serves a purpose. It seems well built. Build quality, just initial impressions, is pretty good. They've announced that it will be open source, so you should be able to muck about with it, do some mods, do some changes, self-fixes and whatnot. Should be relatively easy to do. The tool head is very reminiscent of the SV08, so I'm assuming anything compatible with that tool head will also be compatible with this tool head. So yeah, so that's my initial impressions of the Sovol SV0. It seems to be a fun little printer. If you are interested in getting one of these for yourself, I'll have a link for it in the video description, or if you just want to learn some more about it. And on your way out, don't forget to like the smash button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell. I'm Taylor, the Canuck creator, and we'll come back to this. We'll spend some more time on this after I get back. Cheers.